Hello everyone, welcome back to another reading vlog. I am so sorry about the mess. Do not look at the background so hard. Just just ignore it. But I am here to start another reading vlog. I do not have a lot of books in mind that we could start. I do have one book that I absolutely need to read this week because I thought I'm going to take you guys along for the week. And that is A Darker Shade of Magic by Fee Schwab. This is book club books of the month, and obviously the January is ending, and I think by the time you see this, it might be actually quite close to middle of February already. I know. I'm pre-filming this far in advance because I usually film it like a week before and then post it the week after, so I have like time to edit it and so on and so forth. But the thing is, I forgot that I have a February TBR video coming up next week. So, anyway, or this week. It doesn't matter. The logistic doesn't matter. But pretty much, I have to read this book. I am so excited for this. I have started it a little bit. I think I'm on chapter 2. I don't know. So far, first chapter is really interesting. And I think the magic system is so interesting. So we shall see. But other than that, I have no plans for what I'm going to read. I do have some books I think that I would love to read. But either way, I think I'm gonna give myself this week a break of like making TBRs because what I realized from last year is that I make a lot of unrealistic TBR, and obviously we need to rein it in since the new year and all. And I think it's a good way to just like make a shorter list of books in my TBR that is more attainable to reach. So to read. So that is the plan. But although in the month of February, I would love to finish Jane Austen's Pride and Prejudice. This will be my first full-length novel by her, and I'm really intrigued because Mr. Darcy. A lot of people have been recommending me, if I love romance, I would love this, and if I love yearning, I would love Mr. Darcy. So I really want to pick this up sometime. And the thing is, I have a tab that I already set out for this, and look at how cute the color is. I think it's perfect. So I'll be doing that. I'm not gonna try and finish it in this vlog because I don't think I just have the bandwidth of reading classics so fast. So I'm gonna try and read this slowly. In general, I would talk a little bit more detailed when it comes to Pride and Prejudice because I think it's such an old book and it's a classic. So I'm just gonna go about it more freely in a way. So yeah. If we talk about the two books I want to read, I will probably read these two books. I don't know what else I'm going to read, so we shall see. And you guys will see in this vlog. But another thing that I want to continue doing is my granny square blanket. I know I still have I need to weave in the ends. I want to reach 36 granny squares by the end of this week. We shall see. Currently I only have 2. I know I had made a little bit previously. I really did not like the color as much, so I thought I'm restarting it a little bit. The color scheme is very, I don't know, guys. It's very just whatever yarn I feel like looks cute, I'll just put it in, which it could be very dangerous because I could not like how it turns out in the end, but I think it's just gonna be a mishmash. I already started it today in the morning, the first circle, so I'm gonna continue doing that. I want a journal. I just got a new set of marker, this color. You guys see it? I feel like, I don't know. I do want more Tombow markers, but they're a bit expensive, so I thought I'm just gonna buy a few each year, and I have not bought any for the past 3-4 years, and I thought I can splurge a little bit. Anyway, that is pretty much what I have planned for this week. I want to see if I can do a little bit of puzzling, but I do not think so. I do not have it in me to do a little bit of puzzle right now. I'm just at a very busy state of my life that I don't think I want to do something like puzzling right now. But maybe it could change. But yeah, that is the plan. I'm also gonna build a terrarium, and I'm donating this pile of books and many more down here. So yeah, a lot of things happening this week. I'm very excited, and I thought I could take you guys along with me for this ride. Also, another thing that has happened is that I've started an audiobook. It is The Ashes and the Star-Cursed King by not Cassandra, is it? Carissa Broad. Oh Lord. Carissa Broadbent. I'm on track 12. I don't know what track 12 is or how far I'm in. I was just listening because I was at the gym the other day and I needed something. I didn't want to listen to any music at that time. So I decided to pick up an audiobook. So yeah, we shall see if I loved it. So far, I'm enjoying it. But I don't think that will be my main focus of this week, though. Obviously, like I said, a darker shade of magic is my priority. But anyway, that is the plan. I hope you guys enjoy the video. Let's just get into reading a little bit of A Darker Shade of Magic. this is probably a few days later. I'm not sure when was the last time I updated you, but I am currently in the middle of a darker shade of magic, and honestly, it's very interesting. Let me just, before we get into that, let me just show you where, or let me tell you where I'm at. I'm on chapter, I don't know, I think the chapters didn't really work here, but I am 220 pages in. So I'm like a decent way into the book. What can I say about this book? Wait, let me read the back so that I know what to tell you and what I can't tell you. We are following our main character, Kel. He is an Antari and he lives, or he is, yeah, let's just say he lives in Red London. And in this world, there's 4 Londons. There is grey, red, white, and black. The grey one is pretty much, there's not a lot of magic left, and humanity, in a way, wins there, right? So magic was lost in that London, and then in Red London, it's where magic and human, they kind of correlate or cohabitate in a way. They live together. One of the last ones who can travel through Londons, like through worlds. And then before I get into the plot, there's also White London, which is where, in a way, magic is winning, and humanity slash humans, they're all like crave it and they will do anything for it. So it's like very hostile kind of world. And Black London is no more. There is no such thing as Black London because magic has won there, and what people assume there is just like ashes because magic has won. And like there's this saying about magic that you will be turned into ash, and then ash is magic, and then it would be like a cycle of life kind of thing, right? Yeah, so we are following our main character, Kel. Technically, honestly, nothing is really said in the blurb, so I can just tell you about the plot roughly so that I'm not like fully spoiling it in a way. It's not a spoiler, it's just like a plot. But the plot is pretty much our main character, Kel, stumbled upon something, and he also accidentally met up with this girl from Grey London who has no shred of power, no shred of magic, but somehow magic is drawn towards her. I don't know how to explain it so well because I don't know enough to be able to explain that, like the girl, for you. But pretty much, they ended up being together because of circumstances, and they need to travel to Black London. And the thing is, to travel between Londons, you need like a relic of some sort. From that London, they're stuck together in this adventure, and they need to go to Black London, where technically it shouldn't exist anymore. And the magic in Black London is quite like intense and crazy and powerful. So yeah, it is definitely more intricate and complicated, like the world and the plot. I'm just trying to explain it without actually over explaining it. But yeah, am I enjoying it so far? I am. I don't know if I'm enjoying it enough to want to read like the second and the third book, especially because yesterday I went to the bookstore and saw that it's like such a thick book for the second and the third one. So we shall see. But I just want to come here and give you an update that it is actually very, very interesting, and I find it really intriguing. The thing is, I think this is one of her older works, right? V.E. Schwab's 2015. I don't know when The Invisible Life of Ada LaRue is, or Vicious, or Vengeful. Is still very interesting, don't get me wrong. But the thing is, I've read her other works, and I know that it could be even crazier and even more intricate. So reading this, it's not disappointing me in any way, but it's just like, it's definitely different from her current writing style. Not that I've read Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil either, but I am enjoying this. And I think, depending on the ending, obviously, I'm gonna see if I want to continue to the second one or not. But as if for now, I'm enjoying the story. So yeah. Another update I could give you is that I probably sat here for 3-4 hours. I don't know if it's 3-4 hours, but like a while, doing this diamond painting. I mean, like, the pattern is actually quite cute, and I want to hang it somewhere. And honestly, guys, diamond painting is not as easy as it seems. I feel like my back is breaking and I need to like take a little break. That's the update, and I will update you probably when I'm done with this and when I pick up the next book, which you will see. So yeah. So I'm here to give you an update on the books that I have finished. I finished A Darker Shade of Magic first. I think is honestly quite interesting, but every time I read or hear, because I listen partially to this book, whenever they say Kel, I always just think of Kelsier from the Final Empire. So yeah, from the Mistborn series. So yeah, I don't know what to feel about that. I think I only imagine Kel. I actually don't know what he looks like really. I feel like it was not explained as much in this book, but I think the magic system is so interesting, the way that they can like travel through London's, and they have like this magical trinket, I guess, or like the trinket from the place so that you can travel there. I feel like it's just interesting, and the ending was quite rough. I am very interested in how it's going to continue. I feel like fairly rounded enough that I don't need to go to the second one if I'm not intrigued in the story, but I think I do want to get to the second book. What is it called? A Gathering of Shadows. So yeah, we shall see when I pick that one up. I don't think anytime soon because I'm currently so obsessed with the Blood and Ash series, and I really want to continue reading that series, obviously. And I just found out that you can read it alongside the other series, because whenever I finished The War of Two Queens, I realized I don't understand some of the background plot, and I thought, you know what, it's gonna be explained later. Obviously, it's not gonna, because it's in a complete different series. And I saw like the art, like the fan art of the Flesh and Fire series. Oh my gosh, I think I really want to start that soon. Although the next book that I could read would be The Soul of Ash and Blood, which is the fifth book in the Blood and Ash series, but you're supposed to read book 1, 2, and 3 after that. So like book 1 before The War of Two Queens, but I already read that. So I need to catch up with that. I'm not sure what the name of the books are. So yeah, but I need to read book 1 and then The War of Two Queens and then book 2, 3 and then A Soul of Ash and Blood, and then book 4, I think. Yeah, I need to figure out what reading order I want to follow, but I really want to go back to that series ASAP. But I thought I needed like a little palette cleanser after A Darker Shade of Magic. So I picked up on my Kindle Secret Haven. I don't have Secret Haven anymore. I have another book already. But Secret Haven, I read. It was the last book in the Sparrow Falls series. I skipped book 3, 4, and 5, I think. No, I skipped book 4 and 5 because I'm like, I don't know why, but lately her books just have not been hitting hard. Oh my gosh, just look at myself and my hair. Yeah. Ignore my hair. I fell asleep last night with a bun, so that's why it looks a bit wild, but ignore that. But yeah. Um, where was I? Secret Haven. So yeah, the books that I've been reading by her in the Sparrowfall series have not just been like intriguing enough for me, so I decided to skip the book 4 and 5 and jump to book 6 because it's an interconnected standalone, so it does not really matter, but it will enhance the experience more. But the thing is, we've got enough teaser, so to say, like background teaser for Kai and Fallon, which is the main characters of Secret Haven. And I think their love story is very precious, and all the things that they're experiencing with is very gruesome and horrible, and just like they've been through a lot. But somehow I feel like it just didn't hit as hard. But we're pretty much following Kai and Fallon, and they've like been into each other for 14 years, and then now finally they can like do a little bit of progress, but Kai's a bit scared of losing her, so obviously he said like, no, we're gonna do this, but you need to keep your distance. And obviously we know how romance works. That's pretty much that with Secret Haven. I don't know what I would rate it though. Probably like 3.5. It's good. It's not bad. I finished it so fast because it is again a palate cleanser book and it reads so fast. But it's more like I feel like her other books hit harder for me. I don't know if it's because I'm just more in the mood for romance, and right now I'm in the mood for fantasy, but I want to go into the Flesh and Fire series like with clean slate. I want it to be one of the best series obviously I've ever read. But yeah, I don't know. But I feel like before jumping into the Flesh and Fire series, I want to finish a book in the series that I'm currently in the middle of, which is A Fate So Dark and Delicate. Also, before we, I keep jumping through topics, but what I want to say right now is that you probably see the background. It is very different from my usual background. It's because I reorganized the living room and the desk setup, which you'll see eventually how the desk setup is, but nothing's really changed but my desk setup. Oh, this book. I'm gonna pick up the last book in the Compelling Fates saga. The third book was very meh for me, and the plot was getting very out of control and crazy, especially the ending of the like book, and I was like, what is happening right now? And obviously I had to read like the first chapter of that book, but I'm gonna reread it. Like it's only one chapter, and I'm gonna see what I think of the book. I think it's gonna be really good because it's like the ultimate ending of the series, and I get to cross off one more series in my series tracker. But I have been journaling so much. I want to show you like my journal. Is it ecosystem? Do people say that? These are like my journals. I just bought like a Hobonichi 5 year plan, not plan, 5 year journal. And I feel like it's just good because I feel like my memories are getting worse and worse each day because I don't know, I feel like I have too much brain stimulation. Just have to have something in the background. Maybe that's why my memory isn't as good, or I keep forgetting things. So I thought I need to like document my life more. That's why I got the 5 year Hobonichi plan. Another thing that I will be continuing is my Hobonichi. You guys know this, and I've been doing this. It's like a weekly with a little bit of like a collage on the side, and I love that. I have this one, which is probably not so interesting for you guys, but this is like my little mini wedding planner book because I am getting married this year. So it is, oh gosh, it is also very thin. Like all this, if you see like a book this size and the color are a bit wild, it's because whenever I was in design school, I had to do bookbinding, and I bookbinded like I think 7 books. I've used some of them already. I have a few that I have not used. Like for example, I have this one that I used, which is like just a random journal that I have. This one I have not used. I have more somewhere, but either way. So I have that wedding planner thing, and this is just like journal, whatever I want to write. I always bring this with me in case I want to write something, tear a page out, whatever. This is that. And then I have my personal journal, like diary, I guess, where I just like write stuff, what I think about. That's that. And then I do have my planner. This is from Muji. I can show you a spread. It looks like this. You guys see the weekly side over here, and this one is blank. I guess you just write like other things, which I've been using this quite heavily. Another thing that I have, and you guys probably are very good or well acquainted, is my reading journal. So yeah, those are my journal ecosystem. Would you say that? Maybe. But yeah, my reading plan after this is to just read A Fate So Dark and Delicate. Right now, as I'm filming this, it is really hope that I get to finish this in the next 3 days before the month's ending, so that I'm like clean slate and I can focus the whole month on reading the Flesh and Fire and Blood and Ash series. Guys, it's not even funny how obsessed I am with that series. But either way, that was a long update. Hello everyone. I do not have a decent reading update for you, but I do have a crochet update for you. And this is also going to be the last update on this video slash the outro because I'm currently reading A Fate So Dark and Delicate and I'm 50% in. Really enjoying it so far, but it is like, I don't know, it gets quite intense sometimes, like the war, because we're like obviously reading the last book. So this vlog has to come up pretty soon and I don't think I will finish it by then. So far, really interesting. We are dealing with bigger things because the mini war happened book 3 and then now we are going to like the main big like war. We have all these POVs and we need to like figure out what's happening in each POV because we're following we are following 4 sets of couples and we are currently like 2 of them is with us in Halfland and 2 of them, not with us, like 2 of them are in Halfland, so 4 there, and the other 4 stays in Elo. So yeah, it is very like crazy the things that are happening, and I feel like sometimes I get lost in what's happening with our main character. Like I understand everything with other characters and the plot and everything, but I don't really understand what's happening with her. But I think she also doesn't know what's happening with her, so we're like trying to figure out what's happening. Other than that, I have not made more progress with Ashes and the Star-Cursed King. Is that the Ashes? I'm not sure. What is it called? I'm having a brain fart. Ashes and a Star-Cursed King, I think. Yeah, by Carissa Broadbent. And I have started my first page of Pride and Prejudice, but I'm reading this very slow. Not first page, first chapter. I'm reading it pretty slow. Yeah. And also with classics, it's not so easy to to read. So it takes a while for me to get into, but I have some annotations. You saw me annotated it because I literally just read this, like the first chapter, and I already feel like I want to put it down, which is not good considering I have like so much left still. But either way, book update aside, I do have a crochet update to give you. I know I told you in the intro that I want to crochet 36 granny squares, right? And let me show you the pile. One of the reasons why I did not have a huge reading update is because of this. Because I think when I started the vlog, I've made 28 granny squares. I know goal was 36, but I think it was really ambitious to do 36, and especially if I really just want to read. I know I can listen to an audiobook, but sometimes I'm not in the mood to really listen to an audiobook. I don't know. I'm more of like a physical book kind of girly, or Kindle, like words on paper, reading it. Sometimes audiobook is fun, but I don't feel as connected to the characters for some reason. But yeah, I do love how like the color combination turns out. Like for example, this one looks so cute. The one I made today in the morning was also really cute. This one. I'm so excited to like just put them together. But you guys have to see that next vlog because I will combine this together. The second I have 36 granny squares and then I will combine them. So it's like 6 by 6. I will work every 36 and then combine it together, so to say, to make it like more attainable because I don't know how many granny squares I need. But yeah, that is pretty much what I did this week. I did a lot of hobby this week, which is my aim because I feel like I've just been in a slump, like life slump. Really want to just romanticize it a little bit more, like my life. And I feel like my life has just been like work, grinding, left, right, center, and just, I don't know. Maybe sometimes I should slow down and do a little bit of hobby here and there. So I've also, alongside this, have been playing a game. Although this is not related at all to the vlog, but I've been playing Cobblemon. It's Minecraft modded and the mods are like Pokemon mods. So interesting. I cannot stop playing. That also takes like a portion of my reading time, which I don't mind. But yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this heavy hobby video. I know you saw a lot of like journaling as well from me. I really just have been trying to go back into the rhythm of things. I know when you watch this, it is well past January, and it is already not, it's not January for me either, but I still feel like I'm stuck in like the beginning stage of the year, and I still want to get into routine, so on and so forth. So I'm slowly but surely getting back into it. So yeah, chat with me down below whether you've read any of the books that I read this video, which is like Darker Shade of Magic, which I have honestly behind me somewhere. It's okay. A Darker Shade of Magic, or all the books that are in this vlog. Wish me luck for reading Pride and Prejudice, because from what I can tell, it is quite a hard writing style to get into. So let me know. Just chat with me, anything that you've read recently. And yeah, I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will catch you in my next one. Goodbye.